After one of the biggest marijuana busts Dane County has seen, Madison's police chief weighs in on legalizing marijuana.
In fact, more than 1,100 pot plants were part of that bust, now considered one of the largest ever in Dane County. Good evening, I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Michelle Lee. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says the marijuana plants were worth more than $1 million. And with the plants, police picked up 44-year-old Donald Alston, the Madison man arrested on 6 counts, including suspicion of maintaining a drug house, possession of pot with intent to deliver, and manufacturing marijuana. Now, police say a tip from a confidential informant in July led to the bust at 4 locations, 3 in Madison, 1 in Sun Prairie. They say a loaded gun, a 12-gauge shotgun, in fact, and drug paraphernalia were also found. Madison police say the operation was pretty elaborate.
What's really significant about this is that we have one person we believe was in control of 4 different properties in these grow operations. So not just 1, but 4. And in the basement of each of these homes was a very sophisticated grow operation.
Police say investigators believe the marijuana was being dealt both within the confines of Dane County and outside of it as well. And because that part of the investigation is ongoing, there's still a possibility more people could be arrested. Now, after this massive marijuana operation turned up, we wanted Madison's police chief to his take on pot problems in the city.
And you'll find Mike Koval has some pretty interesting takes when it comes to legalization. Here's the night team's Danica Lewis.
For possessing a small amount of recreational marijuana here in Dane County, the penalties are as lenient as you'll find in the state. You'll pay a fine and you're okay. But Madison Police Chief Mike Koval says it's still enough of a criminal justice issue to take a hard look at legalization.
We compartmentalize those personal beliefs, understanding that the legislature has spoken loud and clear. That's our duty. That's our responsibility.
That responsibility was carried out at this East Side Madison home, where drug investigators weeded through a forest of pot and found a shotgun.
It was so significant in terms of its scope of operations that it couldn't be denied or overlooked.
But Madison Police Chief Mike Koval says while the mass production of marijuana here was worth an arrest, a much smaller stash perhaps should be seen as legal, especially considering where pot ranks on the list of the city's top problems.
To what extent is the criminal justice built to withstand more people in our jails and prisons under what I consider mere casual possession charges?
This opinion from the chief and the latest big bust comes as State Representative Melissa Sargent prepares to repitch a bill to legalize recreational marijuana use in Wisconsin.
I believe that by legalizing it, we would be pulling the illegitimate and oftentimes dangerous businesses out of the shadows and doing it in a regulated and thoughtful manner.
It's not that I'm trying to say that the casual possession of marijuana, unlawful, illegal, shouldn't get any sort of our attention or time, because it does. But it pales in comparison to the bigger issues.
Representative Sargent stressed over the phone that the operation busted for $1 million of pot was a dangerous one and not something she condones. She added that she's not confident her bill will pass next session, but she's ready to talk with people like Chief Koval about the legalization legislation. For WISC News 3, I'm Danica Lewis.